Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. Bienvenidos otra vez a otro livestream, un video en directo, Spanish Nerd Livestream número 34. Today's topic, el tópico de hoy, el tema de hoy es How did you learn Spanish in March in 2023? So I definitely like to have these types of videos where we reflect on what we have learned so we can stay motivated and stay focused as well. Porque me ha ayudado tanto pensar en esos tipos de temas en el pasado. So it has helped me a lot. And for one big reason, I have this channel. So like I like to say that this channel that I have, Spanish Blueprints, is like one big reflection for me. So a lot of reflection on what I have done, what has worked, what hasn't worked. So I like that other language learners do the same thing so they can salir para adelante. Y para todos que no me conocen, me llamo Josué. Yo soy de los Estados Unidos. My name is Joshua from the US, United States of America. Y qué más? I've been learning Spanish for about, well, técnicamente yo empecé cuando tenía 13 años, 13 años, when I was, when I was 13 years old. But I started to get consistent about 4 years ago when it came to studying. So it has been a really fun journey. Y para todos que están entrando, déjame saber, let me know how long you've been learning Spanish for and where you're from. ¿De dónde es usted? ¿Y por cuánto tiempo ha estudiado español? And honestamente no puedo creer que ya alcanzamos o ya llegamos a abril. I can't believe it's already April. So this year is already going incredibly fast, and I feel like I haven't done enough yet as far as like learning Spanish and learning language and trying to reach my goals and all that fun stuff. It has been a challenge. Centel Alvarado, 6 meses from Texas. Ah, qué excelente. Es un estado súper bello y divertido y diverso. Me encanta Texas. Y toda la comida que existe acá. And what made you want to learn Spanish? I always like to know why people like to or want to learn a language, and especially with Spanish, because I always hear different reasons all the time. It's usually not always like the same exact reason. Of course, like people want to communicate and things like that, but then I always hear some very interesting reasons as well. Personalmente, para mí, I just didn't want to waste like a lot of the education that I had in college and things like that. I was like, oh well, I took some Spanish classes, so I should at least not lose what I had. So that was kind of my big motivation at first. Okay, Sintel, and perdóname si me estoy equivocando con la pronunciación de tu nombre, because I'm not great with pronunciation. But Sintel says people always approach me speaking to me in Spanish. Oh, I missed the first message here. I'm Hispanic and was never taught. It's a part of me. Okay. People always approach me speaking to me in Spanish. It was just finally time to learn. Okay, excelente. Sí, es un buen motivo así. Okay, buen motivo. And did you grow up around a lot of Spanish as well? And has it been difficult to learn? Let me see. Yeah. I think it's kind of difficult to learn. Some people say it's really easy because it's similar to English or whatnot, but I think it's still pretty difficult to learn. Hey, Jedi. Todo bien para acá, todo bien. ¿Y cómo has estado? Good to see you otra vez. Muchas gracias por unirte. That's one word I had to figure out. That'll probably be one of my goals for this month. Me alegro muchísimo que esté bien, porque para pronunciar la palabra unir, that was really hard for me. So I need to practice how to pronounce that word, but not just like in the infinitive form, but also como que um, I need to figure out how to do the verb conjugations for unir because I always forget. Synthesis, yes, I grew up around it so much. It has been a love hate kind of relationship. LOL, have to take the pressure off. Poco a poco has been my motto. I like that. Oh, my motto? Is it motto? My motto. I don't know. I think it's motto, right? I forget. I forget English stuff. I think it's motto. Yes, motto. Yeah, I love that motto. Poco a poco. I think it's a really good mentality, absolutely to have with like learning a language. Because the learning process is long and that definitely doesn't happen all in one day. No pasa todo en el mismo día. Jedi asks, yeah, I know lees some books. And no, I mean, I'm still reading the same book. I have not finished it yet, unfortunately. I started this book in the beginning of, was it the beginning of, has it been that long? Oh no, let me check. I think I started reading this book in the beginning of February. I hope not, because that means that's 2 months without finishing a book. Pero en ese momento estoy leyendo este libro acá, un libro de ciencia ficción que se llama Fundación, por Isaac Asimov. Entonces, pero me parece interesante y todavía estoy un poco confundido con la historia del libro, pero por lo menos yo he leído 116 páginas de este libro, so 160 pages in total. In total, this book has about, déjame ver, unos segundos, por favor. This book has 259 pages. So, I mean, I can finish it kind of fast. It's just como yo tengo que, me toca dedicar más tiempo a leer, básicamente. Because, been a little lazy with the reading. I mean, I've been too lazy. I've been more consistent than I have been in like prior years, but I just gotta read a lot more. Jedi, ¿fuiste again a la taquería? Claro que sí, ya tú sabes. Siempre estoy explorando y visitando nuevas taquerías, siempre. Yo fui anoche a una taquería que yo creo que mañana también yo voy a visitar otra taquería. Anoche, ¿qué comí? Yo comí enchiladas verdes con 2 tacos, un taco de barbacoa y otro fue, ¿qué fue? El otro, pollo, barbacoa y picado. And it was really good. But honestly, I know a lot of people like green enchiladas. I'm not a fan. No soy fan de las enchiladas verdes. Yo prefiero las enchiladas rojas, en verdad. So I don't know why. Es como hay algo que tiene las enchiladas verdes que el sabor, que algo que no me gusta. Pero no te puedo o no les puedo explicar, pero no soy fan. But now I'm in love with enchiladas verdes. Oh no, not enchiladas. Tacos de barbacoa. I love tacos de barbacoa. I can eat that all day long. Centelas, we have to be lifelong learners. Absolutamente. Estoy de acuerdo. Centel también me pregunto, do you stick to a certain learning plan? Para mí, no. En este momento, yo no sigo un plan fijo. And I think just because like the way that I learn, I would say right now, where I'm at with Spanish specifically, is more of just like exposure. And definitely, I would say every single day changes for the most part. I know. Let me repeat that. Not every day, not every single day changes, but like some days I might be, like reading more versus like listening to a song, versus speaking or like practicing with my or not, speaking to myself in Spanish. So it depends on the day. It depends, como con mi tiempo, cuánto tiempo yo tengo, the amount of time that I have. It depends. Yeah, it just depends on what I'm doing during the day. Like I know, like usually, like on Mondays, I'm pretty busy, so I'm not really like sitting down and like like watching videos and taking notes or anything like that. But usually, what I do is, if I'm cooking or something like that or cleaning, then I just try to speak as much as possible while I'm doing those things. But then I have less time to read and things like that. But other days, I have more time to read. Then I'll read more, or I will, listen to more music in Spanish, or the case may be. So I definitely don't have this like a strict learning plan whatsoever. It's just more of what I have time for, I'll do. But I will say I do. I will say I do like the same types of like learning methods. Or I use the same type of learning methods every single day for the most part. It's not like I'm doing 15 different things, every single week, if that makes sense. So, and for me también, como es muy difícil para mí, para seguir un plan fijo. So it's really difficult for me to like write out a list right now of like tasks to do and then say, okay, at 5 p.m. I'm going to read for 10 minutes. At 6 p.m. I'm going to speak Spanish to myself for 5 minutes. At 7 p.m. I'm going to write for 5 minutes. It's really difficult for me to do that. I've always been like that. I'm just like super chaotic when it comes to to my learning with my learning style. So I kind of do whatever in that moment. But it's different because I'm more advanced with Spanish, but with French, like with French, for example, I try to be a little bit more strict as far as like, okay, sit down, study, take notes while watching this video or something like that, or okay, I need to make sure that I'm learning one word every single day. With Spanish, I'm not like that. I'm like way more loose. I'm just like, I'll learn a word if I'm talking to someone and they tell me something new. So, but with French, I'm like I'm a complete beginner with French. I had to be a little bit more strict with learning, or it'll take me. I mean, it's already taking me a long time, or it's going to take even longer to learn anything. And okay, la misma pregunta para ti, para usted, Santel. Do you stick to a certain learning plan? And Jared Mason, muchas gracias por la pregunta. Did you ever read Spanish language comics for practice? No, I have not done that yet, but thank you for reminding me. So I'll definitely have to do that soon. Have you been doing that, Jared? And otra vez, perdóname si me equivoco con la pronunciación of your name. If I don't pronounce your name correctly, yeah, don't get angry just because I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. And also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do that. Suscríbete a mi canal. Oh, déjame coger mi señal. Don't forget to do this. Subscribe to my channel here. And turn on your notifications as well, and share my videos with your friends. So, yo quiero como crecer mi canal más, yo quiero crecer ese canal, yo quiero tener más gente, una audiencia más grande, más amplia, so more people can have more interest in learning Spanish. That's what I really would love for others, definitely to get more people, más gente, para tener o para desarrollar una pasión para aprender los idiomas, to develop a passion for learning languages. So that's definitely like a big goal of mine at the moment. Jarrell, yeah, I really highly recommend reading Spanish language comics. It's a fun way to practice. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I mean, because I'm definitely like I would say more of like a comic nerd. Even though I don't read like the comics, but like TV shows and things like that, like cartoons, movies, all that good stuff. Like I love Marvel, I love DC. So I grew up with those. So that's something like I could read like all day long, and more than likely, and without getting bored. There's just so many of them. I think for me it'd just be difficult with choosing one. Pero yo diría que mi héroe, mi héroe favorito es Spider-Man. Definitivamente Spider-Man. Y también, dígame, how have y'all been learning Spanish over this over the past month in March? ¿Cómo aprendieron no puedo hablar? ¿Cómo aprendieron español en marzo de este año, en 2023? How have you been learning? I already shared a little bit of how I'm learning. Un poco de la lectura, practicando en voz alta y escucho la música, bailando, bailando, escucho la música, escuchando a la radio en español. Siempre estoy hablando con hispanohablantes durante la semana y que más, pensando en español, lo básico, no tanto. Entonces, no, not really. I feel like it's stuck if I try to stick to a strict plan. I wanted to have a hobby feeling to it. Okay, excellent. If not, it becomes work, and I want to stay passionate about it. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I feel about the same way. I would get very. I would say I would get pretty tired if I was kind of doing more of that strict path. Unless I had to do it. Like if I'm not for me too. Like I do this like as a hobby too. So learning Spanish, learning languages. So in the case I was gonna get a job or something like that with Spanish or with French, then maybe then I would have like a strict plan. Like okay, you have to learn this amount of vocabulary every single day. Blah blah blah. Practice. If I had like a certain job, I knew what I needed to study for. Then in that case, I would. But right now, since it's just like a hobby, I don't really have to be super strict with the learning plan. I can kind of just do whatever, which is really fun, like you said. So very fun and a good hobby feeling to it. Orpik says, do you think continuing to learn Spanish in college is even worth if you're already at the B2 level, or do you think they're better off taking other classes and just learning more through immersion? Oh wow. Qué buena pregunta. I would say I can't give anybody like an answer for that necessarily. I think it just really depends on what you want to do, what you want to learn, what you want to learn with. I don't know if you're watching any of my videos so far. My experience in college. Number one, I was terrible at studying in college, but I did not feel like my Spanish classes were. They're helpful, but at the end of the day, come on, a fin de día todavía tiene que aprender por su cuenta. Like at the end of the day, you still have to kind of study. So like whether that's like for a class or outside of a class, you're still gonna have to study and learn on your own. That's kind of like one thing I would keep in mind. But yeah, like in this case, you're talking about college. It's like, well, if you don't need any extra classes, I'll recommend don't take any extra classes. But again, that's all your choice. Like what your future outlook, what you're looking for career wise, all that good stuff. So that's a little bit more complicated question to ask. Because that's more like affecting your credits and affecting graduation and all that good stuff. But I would say personally, if I could go back, well, for me it was mandatory. I had to take language courses. But I would say if I could go back, more than likely I would not take any language courses. Specifically Spanish. I would not be taking any Spanish courses, and I would just learn on my own. But again, for me, it's only a hobby. I did not have a whatchamacallit. I didn't have to get like a degree in Spanish, or wasn't becoming a linguist or anything like that. So Spanish wasn't my major. It wasn't my minor. It was just como un requisito para graduarme. Entonces, como no me sentí muy apresurado para tener tantas clases en español. Pero todo depende de lo que quiere. En la carrera, en la vida, en el futuro. Ya tú sabes. Oprah says, that's how I feel. It provides me with some good vocab. I don't really use it that much outside of formal uses that I already have nearly mastered the grammar rules. Entonces, ya tienes tu propia respuesta. Hey, quick tempo. Y Horsemanship Edgar de Alba. Hola, soy de México. Qué excelente. ¿De qué parte es usted? Y muchas gracias por uniendo a este video en directo. Thank you for joining. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications. I just recorded 3 videos this morning, so I'll be happy to upload those this week. Hoy es sábado. Yes, it's a sábado. But I'll upload those next week. So hopefully those will be decent and y'all will like those, get some value out of those. But yeah, I mean, that's a really good question, Orpix, about college classes. Horsemanship, Aguas Calientes. That's such an excellent city name. Oh, is it a city? ¿Es una ciudad o es un... No es un estado. No es un estado. Es una ciudad. O es un pueblo. Aguas Calientes. I love that. That's a great name. I've never been there before y nunca había conocido a alguien de ahí tampoco. Quick Tip says, hey, speak Spanish on the live. Yeah, yo tengo que hacerlo. Me toca hacerlo para practicar. Para enfrentar mi miedo. Para enfrentar mi miedo de hablar. Orbeck says, no manches, acabo de conocer a alguien en un restaurante mexicano de Aguas Calientes. Güey. Es un estado. Okay, qué excelente. Qué padre. Qué padrísimo. That's one word that I learned last month. No, this month. No, last month. En marzo. Yo tengo una amiga mía que es de México también y me escribió padrísimo. I was like, that's the first time I've ever seen that word before. I've seen que padre, pero ella me escribió que padrísimo. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. The more you learn. Es un estado. Sí, no sé nada. No sé nada. Yo no conozco tu estado, desafortunadamente. Y también pues, para todos los que están entrando. Actualmente, for those who are coming in, let me know how long you have been learning Spanish for. And ¿de dónde es usted? Where are you from? El país, específicamente, country. ¿Y por cuánto tiempo ha estudiado español? How long have you been learning Spanish for? Quick Tempo says, we love to see it. Thank you very much. Porque me encanta que para mí es más fácil para practicar en español en esta forma en vivo, no sé, porque no estoy pensando demasiado en cometiendo errores, pero a la hora de grabar un video es bien diferente porque yo ya tengo un guión escrito, yo tengo que seguir un guión y como tener todos mis temas, formados y seguir como una línea, ¿me entiendes? Para mí, entonces, me cuesta más hablar español in mis videos. So, like, for me, it's like really difficult to speak Spanish in my videos because, like, in a video, it's like really, I have to organize it, I have to make sure everything makes sense. So for that, I'm thinking very hard in English, actually. So then it's actually very difficult for me to switch to Spanish. So that's why I don't do a lot of like Spanglish, like switching from English to Spanish, like I'm doing right now, because it's like really difficult. I have to remember like, okay, ¿qué escribí en mi guión? Okay. I have to like make sure that I'm going to like touch on every topic. So it's like very difficult to switch back and forth. Ah, qué excelente, qué padre, qué padrísimo. Horsemanship says, yo estudio inglés. Qué excelente. Ah, ok, está en Aguas Calientes, está en el centro de México. Ok, yo tengo que saber, en Aguas Calientes, en donde vive, ¿hay aguas calientes? ¿O no? Este, Centel, I meet with a langu, with a lengua talk teacher from Mexico weekly, and because I'm a beginner, I focus a lot on vocab. Present tenses will help you with your confidence in speaking. Ah, qué padrísimo. So, what helped you with your confidence in speaking? That's a great question. A lot of different things. I would say number one, well, not number one, but just in general, just being very positive because I have had a bad habit of being very too critical of myself. So, like I was talking about, if I make a mistake, then I'll be like, oh, well, why did I make a mistake for? Okay, yo cometí un error. Un error un error muy simple. Like, why did I make such a simple error, Or I would try to like think about things like that. Like, oh, I should have said this word instead of saying that word. I shouldn't have had said. I should have said estar, and then just like, como dando vueltas en la cabeza, just thinking way too much and being too critical of myself. So that's helped me with my confidence with speaking, just being more positive, being less negative, not just talking poorly about myself and like, oh, saying like, oh, you suck at speaking Spanish. I say you say that all the time. Oh, you suck at speaking Spanish. You don't sound good, como etcétera, etcétera. Entonces, como siendo positivo y positiva, definitivamente le ayuda. So being confident, and I also say just repetition, because now como en donde estoy, yo he platicado con mucha gente. Over the past few years now, I have talked with a lot of Spanish speakers in Spanish. So like now that has given me more confidence because I've just done it so countless times. So now for me, it's more natural. Like for me, a lot of times if I'm going somewhere, como en el caso de las taquerías, if I go to a place now, I usually speak Spanish first instead of speaking English first, because now it's just more of a habit. So I've developed a habit as well. Developed a habit of speaking Spanish, so it's like less scary. It's not as stressful as it was beforehand, and I'm just not like thinking. Again, not being too critical of myself and not just thinking way too much about it. So that has helped out a lot. So repetition, being positive, a lot of practice as well. And what else has helped me with my confidence? I would say other Spanish speakers as well. Como ahora mismo ya tenemos como, yo creo, dos personas in this live stream. We have like two people already in this live stream that are from Mexico. And just like the fact that they're here, they speak Spanish with me kind of helps with my confidence as well. Basically, every single time that I have had a conversation with a Spanish speaker, they have como siempre me da mucha energía, me da cumplidos. So like Spanish speaker, they've always said to me como hablas muy bien. You speak very well. How long you been learning Spanish for? It's like that has given me a lot of confidence and like has made me feel like really good about myself as well. So yeah, so definitely just hearing other people say nice things about my Spanish, say nice things about me, and like just being very cheerful that I'm learning the language has also helped me to be confident. And in addition to that, them being Spanish speakers being open to having a conversation with me, because it can be very stressful to have a conversation, but if the other person's like they're very intent. What's what I'm looking for? ¿Cuál es la palabra? If they're listening very intently to me, they're asking me questions, then like I have more confidence in that moment. I'm not thinking too much, but just like a normal conversation. So those different things. ¿Qué más? Quick Tempa, soy de los Estados Unidos. Qué excelente. Gracias por compartir. Dino, ¿cuál series o películas puedes recomendarme para aprender mejor mi español? Wow. Ok, una serie ahora mismo que me encanta. Series that I like I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I haven't been on Netflix for a while. But it's called La Falsa Identidad. Identidad. So this was La Falsa Identidad. So this used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but I like this one a lot because I used to hear like a different, many different, or for this like the first time I started to hear this specific Mexican accent. And it sounds almost like I don't even know how to pronounce it, pero déjame pensar. So, for example, they have like a almost like a softer accent, and by that I mean, por ejemplo, if instead of saying like chamba like job in Mexico, like una chamba, I heard the accent and they say it more like la chamba. At least like the main actor, he says like la chamba. I was like, what the? I'm like, what is la chamba? I'm like, oh la chamba. I'm like, okay, I've never heard this Mexican accent before, so that's pretty cool. So the show's pretty good. Very sad though, very sad. That's one. La falsa identidad. Otras series. El Dragón, El regreso de un guerrero. That should be still on Netflix. Pero El Dragón, that one's really good because you're going to get a lot of different like accents as well. Well, I'll say El Dragón, you're going to get more different accents because there's Spanish speaker. The main actor, he's Argentinian, so he's from Argentina, and other actors and actresses are from Mexico. There's an actor from Japan. There's an actor from Japan who's speaking Spanish. There are some Spaniards, so Spanish speakers from Spain. Spanish speakers from Spain. I think there's some other gringos too, just from the U.S. that are in there too. And other people or anybody else on this live stream too, you can share. Actually, yeah, everybody else in this live stream, share what movies or TV shows that you would recommend for Dino to watch. So those two, I'm trying to think of one, another one. El Dragon. Oh yeah, this one I love a lot. I think I've watched this. Yeah, I'm probably in like episode 4 for the second, watching it for the second time. But Tijuana. Tijuana, I watched it on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but Tijuana is really good. It's about como la vida de un periodista. So basically, it's like watching. I don't have a good example of this. No, I don't. But basically, it's just following like news reporters and like a newspaper company in Tijuana, Mexico. So I like that one a lot. It's very dramatic. The dialogue is really good. So that one's a really good show. I'd recommend. ¿Qué más? Películas. I honestly haven't seen that many movies. That many movies in Spanish. But one I have liked a lot is called Dictadura Perfecta. This one I also saw on Netflix. Oh, oops, not la. La Dictadura Perfecta. That was pretty good. It's like really interesting. It's like not what you would expect. Like there's como hay muchas there's a lot of La Dictadura Perfecta. There's a lot of surprises in this movie. So I like that one. And again, let me say one more. Another one, TV show. Okay, this one is como una serie muy famosa in Mexico, yo creo. And not the old one. I've never seen the old one before, but the newer one is called Teresa. Una telenovela muy famosa. Teresa. And it is like, oh man, I could barely get through the first like 10, 12 episodes of the first season because this show is incredibly dramatic. There's so much drama in this show. A lot of drama. Teresa, como la actriz principal, ella es súper ella es súper dramática. Como sus emociones siempre están cambiando siempre. So that show is, yeah, it's wild. It's wild. More like I haven't watched. Yeah, I only seen like the first season or some episodes of the first season, so I can't say about the rest of the seasons. But the first one is just really dramatic. More like kind of like family drama, that kind of thing. Déjame. Tengo que. Ay, Dios mío. Conectar mi batería, mi computadora, porque no me falta la batería. Ok. Y déjame regresar a los comentarios. Yeah, so those are some movies and TV shows that I recommend watching. Horseman Edgar de Araba says, estudié siempre inglés en la escuela, pero no aprendí hasta que conocí el input comprensible. Ah, qué excelente. Okay. And or Horsemanship says, I studied a lot of English in school, but I did not learn until I learned about comprehensible input. Comprehensible input is pretty good. Cameron Moore, thank you for your question. What would you grade your Spanish level at? That's hard to say because I'm always going to say I'm the best. So I would say C2. Pero a la misma vez, I don't necessarily measure my own progress based off of those levels, off the CEFR levels. So I could not give you like a specific answer because I don't like the way that I measure my progress, the way I measure my speaking skills is just like my own internal like methods for how I measure my progress. So, but I would say C2. But C2 could mean different things for different people. So yeah, don't take my word for it. Because again, I don't measure my skills based off A1 through to C2. I don't even know how to. Okay, horsemanship. Aguascalientes State, Aguascalientes in the south, close to Jalisco. Ah, okay. Jalisco tiene mi corazón también. Jalisco. Yo fui a Jalisco, yo fui a Guadalajara ay Dios, hace casi 4 años. Wow, it's almost been 4 years since my Mexico trip. Pero Guadalajara es, wow, súper, súper bella. Y buena gente y buena comida, ya tú sabes. Puro México. Centel, you sound great. Seriously, listening to you speak, like I want to get on his level. Bueno, no, vas a subir mi nivel. You will speak a lot better than I do, definitely. Quick tiempo, ¿cuándo vamos a hacer un podcast? Deja de evitarme. Bueno, sí, podemos tener un podcast. Te marcaré luego. We can talk about that later. Yeah. Okay, yeah, sí. Ya tiene mi Instagram. Cameroon, any tips for understanding people from Puerto Rico, los Dominicanos, los Cubanos, are really fast-speaking Spaniards, Argentinians? Is that something that you struggle with? So, I mean, yeah, I still struggle with that all the time. So, funny because I actually just made a video about this. But tips. So, like the first tip is to be patient. So that's like the first thing that I'd recommend anybody. But and yeah, in your case, patience because developing your listening comprehension, I like to say, is one of the most difficult, and it's also one of the like longer ones to develop. Just because I don't know how to explain it, but listening comprehension is difficult in general. Um, it's just one of those things. It's like it's not something that you can force. Like you can't just, for example, if I just sit here for 24 hours, I'm on YouTube, I put subtitles on, I just watch something over and over and over again, the same video, and then just try to force listening comprehension. You can learn some things, but it's not exactly how it works. Listening comprehension, like there's so many different there's so many small details when it comes to listening comprehension. That's why it takes a long time to increase it, which isn't a bad thing. It's a normal thing. So that's one thing that I would definitely recommend is being patient, because that's something that I was never that I never had. I wasn't really patient, and also I didn't realize how long it takes to actually improve your listening comprehension. So patience is one big one, especially if you have never heard a specific dialect before, a specific accent from a Spanish speaking country. Is going to take time. So let me explain a little bit more. So for example, you not only have to get adapted to the way that they pronounce things, because people in Puerto Rico, República Dominicana, y Cuba, they're going to pronounce things differently. Each of those countries. That's what I've learned recently. Like como los cubanos, los dominicanos, they como no suenan igual. Like they don't sound exactly the same. I used to think they did until I heard Cubans for the first time, and they speak fairly differently. So like you have to adapt to their pronunciation. Like for me, I've had to get used to hearing a lot of words that are cut off in DR. I'm still getting used to the Dominican Spanish. I just got exposed to it 2 years ago now. No, almost 2 years ago, and it's still very difficult for me to understand a lot of Dominicans. And it's been 2 years, so yeah, it kind of just takes time. And also, I would say, let me finish that. So yeah, pronunciation, the way the way they order sentences can be very different. That can be different. Like a lot of time, like in the Dominican Republic, it's like there's like repetitions. Okay, today is a good example. So today I was watching a video from this one Dominican YouTube channel, and I heard this one lady she said, mira, mírame a mí, mírame a mí. So I mean, technically you just have to say like mírame, and it would make sense. But she said mírame a mí. So I thought that was like really funny. Like the Dominicans, they kind of also, like the ones that I've heard sometimes, they do that. It's like they kind of repeat. It's like some of the same words like that. But then yeah, I've had to get used to the way that they cut off words, because before I went to the DR for the first time, I never heard like words really cut off like that. I was used to hearing full words, but in the Dominican Republic, it's very different. Like I'm not gonna hear all the time como like está, like just very very strong like that. But I'm gonna hear eta. So it's like there's no s, como se corta todo. And like they cut up a lot of words. no es para allá, no es para allá, it's para allá. I only do that in other countries too. So things like that. So you have to adapt yourself to that. Like that for me is like incredibly difficult. And then just like the pacing, the way that how fast they speak. So like there's so many nuances to increasing listening comprehension. So that's why I say patience is a big one, because you can get adapted to a new dialect of Spanish, a new accent of Spanish, but it takes time, because there's so many little things that that make it very challenging to understand. And then of course como la cultura también influye el idioma, el lenguaje, el vocabulario, ya tú sabes. Like mete mano. Mete mano es una frase dominicana que todavía no entiendo como la historia de esta frase. Like mete mano. The first time I heard that, I'm like, what does that mean? Mete mano. Okay. Como suena bien. Or like another one from the Dominican Republic is como le voy a dar una galleta. So like when they say that, it means like the actual translation is like I'm going to give like someone a cookie. But it's almost like it's una chachitada. It actually means like a slap. So that's the other hard part too. If you're learning a new language and you're trying to, understand people from different languages, or try to understand Spanish speakers from different countries, they have their own, slang words. So that takes a long time to learn, right? So that's another one too. There's so many slang words, and there's a lot to learn. For me, the Dominican Republic for me, it was like every single word that they were saying was slang. So it was like none of the Spanish that I knew, I felt like helped me to to understand the Dominicans. So for me, it's been like very difficult. And yeah, so hopefully that helps. And like the same thing, if I were to go to if I were to go to another Spanish speaking country, if I go to Cuba, I'm not gonna understand anything right now because I'm not exposed to Cubano. Como sí, y no sé nada de Cuba, no sé nada de este país, de la cultura, de la historia, de la música, de nada. Aparte de la salsa, un poquito. Pero aparte de eso, yeah, so it's the same thing. Even though I've been, studying Spanish and, for the past 3 years or almost 4 years consistently, and I've improved my listening comprehension a lot. It's something to keep in mind. Just because you've studied a lot, let's say you've been studying for 5 years, but just because, you have all that knowledge does not mean that you're going to get to a point where like, oh, I understand 100% of things. Because you could go to, again, a different Spanish speaking country and they use completely different words. They have a different culture. They have, different history, different accent, dialects different, So that's why patience is key. Like it takes time to, learn all that new vocabulary for you to, just to get to some more comprehension. So that's what I would say. Yeah, patience, learn the slang, and then you'll definitely just get more adapted to their accent just by listening a lot. Like for me, with Dominican accent, I just listen to a lot with music, YouTube videos, and I've been getting more adapted to that accent. But again, with time and exposure, so listening to it a lot, and then a lot of repetition as well. And then if you can have conversations with the people there, that's going to help you even more. So I like to say, versus just watching movies and TV shows, that's good and everything. But at the same time, it's like you need that interaction because in a conversation, you can actually ask someone a question. Like when I'm talking to like my Dominican friend, I ask him questions all the time. Like, okay, ¿qué dijiste? Okay, dijiste, okay, oh, esto, okay, no, espera, no entiendo. So I'm like, wait, hold up, wait, I don't understand what you're saying. Can you like repeat that, please? So then that's a lot easier for me to remember the pronunciation of a word, or if he says something really fast, I don't understand anything at all. He can explain it to me right in that moment, and then okay, I hear it, and I'm like, okay, say it again one more time. All right, because he says it again one more time. I'm like, okay, I understand what you're saying. So like for the next time, if he says it, it's going to make it a lot easier. So that goes again to like repetition. Like you hear the same thing over and over. Like, como que lo que, oh, dame la luz. Come like at first, I'm like, dame la luz. Like I couldn't understand, what that was. But now after hearing it many times, I can hear it just like kind of right off the bat. Dame la luz. But at first, like I could not because dame la luz doesn't make any sense for like saying hi to someone. But in every day, see, it does make sense. And then also again because they cut off the la seta, so it's not dame la luz, it's just solamente como dame la luz. So it's just like that's the challenging part. So yeah, patience, repetition, exposure. Don't get angry, stay positive, and you'll definitely adapt over time. But yeah, that's what I have to keep stressing that time because like one of my friends I've met recently, like 6 months ago, 5 months ago, about 6 or 7 months ago. I still don't understand him. Like he's from DR, but I still don't understand him. I probably understand maybe 40% or 50% of what he says because I'm not used to the way that he speaks. So just because it could just be one person in the same country. Let's say you've been like that, you do know Dominican Spanish, you do know Cuba, Spanish from Cuba, but it could be like a different person. They have a different accent in the same country. And it's like, okay, you have to start from square zero. So for me, I always had the mentality that it's going to take me months and months for me to be able to understand this person a lot more. Like that's what I'm comfortable with. But before it was like, okay, I thought I was going to be able to adapt in like 2 days. That's not necessarily how it works. It could take a lot longer. So yeah, that's what I would say. Hopefully that helps. I mean, I can talk all day about that because that has been like my a big challenge of mine. And it's a big challenge for others as well. But it's one of those things. It takes time. Horsemanship. I want the lingua partner to improve my English. Yeah, there's me. Quick tip says, Cameron, yeah, sounds strange because you never hear it. You don't know rhythms, intonations. My wife is Mexican, a native speaker, and when we're in Puerto Rico, I have to translate for her. Hey, quick tempo, do you like when you first met, were you able to understand everything that she was saying? And now is it different? No, I didn't say that correctly. Did you not understand her when you first met, and now you understand her a lot more, or is it about the same, like your listening comprehension? RSF, good evening. Buenas tardes. The goals I did reach in March, I would be able to read in English without trouble. Also, rid of my fear talking to people and learn more vocabulary using Anki. Oh, que excelente, que padrísimo. Horsemanship. Así son los actores mexicanos. Oh, that's great. RSF. Sigue así, no te pare, no te pare. Big Day AA. Hola, buenas tardes. Big D. Jedi, do you believe? Pero ya me he preguntado esta pregunta. Do you believe extraterrestres? No. Me pregunto otra cosa. Extraterrestres, no tanto en verdad, no tanto. Pero a la vez no tengo ni idea. No tengo ni idea. ¿Qué existe en este universo? Horsemanship, anger. Aguas Calientes is better than Jalisco. ¿Qué? qué atrevido, qué atrevido. Aguas Calientes is better than Jalisco. Okay, I have to ask. I'm gonna start asking some Mexicans I know that question. Aguas Calientes es mejor que Jalisco, ¿sí o no? Pero cuéntame por favor, Horsemanship, porque dime las razones por las cuales que Aguas Calientes es mejor que Jalisco. Ahora me dejo con curiosidad. Moonwalker, it's not natural life. Comprehension is not just speaking, but also body language too. It sucks learning in the beginning. Yeah. Moonwalker, yeah. Qué buena pregunta. I should have said that too. Yeah, definitely pay attention to the way that people are moving their hands and stuff like that. Because, people are animated. So it helps a lot. Like, I remember just from like being in the DR, I see a lot of people do this a lot. That's one thing I noticed. Other than that, I don't remember that many mannerisms, I guess. Hablo como un cubano. I don't know, honestly. Hablo como un cubano. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Cuban accent. Wait, but I mean, just emphasizes that we can do the same thing in English at sometimes. Yeah, it's really interesting. That reminds me of another, como, eso me recuerda de otro video que yo vi. Por ejemplo, he said from the same channel, it's called Darlene Sanchez. It's really good. That's a pretty good like a mini series on YouTube. But he said me tiene harto a mí. Me tiene harto a mí. Instead of just saying como me tiene harto, pero no, me tiene harto a mí. That was really funny. ASCFA, when can you use the phrase laid out in a sentence? Oh, wow. Es una pregunta sobre inglés. The first thing that came to my head was like someone getting knocked out. ¿Cómo se puede decir como con la ropa está like como laid out? How would you say it in English or Spanish? Ropa es laid out. I don't even know how to say it in Spanish at all. But I mean, one phrase would be like, my clothes are laid out on the bed. Oh, Jedi, esa es una buena pregunta para usted. Esa no voy a parar allá, lo utilizan mucho los driver taxi in my city. ¿Qué se utilizan los drivers, los conductores en su ciudad, Jedi? Yeah, quick tip. That was the first thing that came to my head. The first image I had was just someone getting knocked out. Quick time. Honestly, me and my wife never speak Spanish to each other. What? No me diga. So I can't answer that question. We only speak English to other people. We met each other in English, so we always do that. Okay. Wow. Qué interesante para un estudiante de español. Wow. Qué interesante. Cameron, appreciate the tips to understand difficult accents. If you could make a video suggesting YouTubers to follow for different accents, that's be incredible. Keep it up, brother. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll give you a few right now for. Yeah, I don't have too many for different. For like every single accent because I haven't really studied that many accents. But easy Spanish is good for Mexico for Mexican accents. Mexico, Sanchez for Dominican. Oops, I can't spell. Dominican. Dominican Republic. And Spain para Spain. Okay, say that one and La Resistencia. That's a pretty good one. So I think Dominican Republic, Mexico. Sensational Spain, easy. I'm trying to think of other ones for Mexico. I'll start with those. So those are a few. Ya. Asesor de seguros, buenas noches. Muchas gracias por uniendo a mi livestream. Me alegra verle otra vez aquí con nosotros. Ya esa frase la menciona mucho. Horsemanship es mejor para vivir, es más tranquilo y la gente aquí es agradable y muy bonito. Tiene bonitos atardeceres, etc. A los calientes le dicen a la tierra de la gente buena. Ok, bueno, si me dice, me toca visitar un día. Quick tempo, no les answer my question. Oh. Quick tempo, my accent. I'm trying to think, let's see. Otros canales de YouTube. Otros canales de YouTube. Damn it, man. That's one thing that I got to do. I need to kind of write out more specific resources for every country. I have a few written down, but not every single one. Let me see. What else do I have? So that one's new. Oh, qué buena pregunta. Okay, Moonwalker asks, what's your fluency goal? You sound good already, just curious. Yeah, I mean, as far as my fluency goal, basically, I'm just trying to mejorar todo. I'm just trying to, increase my pronunciation skills more. I want to speak more fluidly. And by that, I mean, just, speaking, I can speak with pauses, but, basically just como respondiendo más rápido. Eso que yo diría. En términos de la fluidez. So just speaking more and responding a little bit more responding faster. But again, that all depends on the accent that I'm hearing, of course. Like if I meet new people, it's difficult for me to respond faster and come up with things to say. So that's one thing I want to do: speak more fluently. I want to improve my pronunciation skills. I'm always working on my pronunciation, so that can always be better. Still trying to get rid of bad habits when it comes to speaking, pronunciation wise, and that I also yeah, I think it really has to do a lot with when I meet new people, I tend to the stutter coming out might be a little nervous, or it's kind of difficult for me to speak with new people sometimes. So that's definitely when my fluency is a little rocky. So I'll say that. Yeah. So definitely my response time, because then I'm not thinking too much. If I push myself to respond faster, then I think for me that helps me to to respond a lot better. Because if I take way too long to think, sometimes it's just like I'm trying to like I'm making things like way more complicated than they need to be usually. If I'm thinking for a long time, trying to think of like something very complex to say, so just trying to be, very simple. When I'm speaking, respond faster. Then also speak longer. I mean, I already speak decently. I would say lengthwise, but I definitely want to be able to have longer conversations. Like with every single person that I meet, I want to be able to have like a long conversation. So that goes to learning how to say more questions. Because for me, asking questions is hard for me in Spanish. It's very difficult because there's so many different questions that you can ask. Number one. Number two, there are multiple ways that you can ask a question. Just by like, moving a word around like that. For me is like, pretty difficult. So asking questions is like another big part for me as far as fluency. So development of vocabulary as well. I want to learn more words. I want to be more descriptive when I speak. Entonces you think, okay, como aprender más adjetivos. Yo quiero hablar con más detalles. I want to be able to tell stories better. So yo tengo muchas metas en cuanto a mi fluidez. And yeah, it's more of a hobby for me. Definitivamente, it's more of a hobby. I definitely would say, because I don't use Spanish for work or anything like that at the moment. So it's not like I need it necessarily. So, pero para mí, yo creo que yo necesito en la vida. So yeah, right now it's just a hobby for the most part, because I'm not working with Spanish. I don't have to use Spanish at work. I primarily speak English. Unless I speak with my Spanish speaking coworkers. Okay, hold on. Déjame ver. I have one podcast that's pretty good for if you want to learn Puerto Rican accent, but it's primarily about business and business. Actually, I mean they talk about like let me find it first. I can't speak. Um, ¿Cómo se llama otra vez? Okay, hablemos de comida. This one is puertorriqueño. The episodes are very, 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 very long. Well, this one's pretty good for Puerto Rican accent. Este, This one's a newer. I just found a few, like a year ago now. And then both of these are on Spotify. This one's really interesting because like it's more. It's almost like a. Excuse me. It's one of those podcasts is more about like very very deep topics like philosophy kind of style podcast. Well, they talk about a lot of different topics, but that was pretty good for Dominican. En el dominicano. Y otro para dominicano, como uno de los podcasts más famosos, ¿cómo se llama? Okay, I'll find it. Right now I'm kind of forgetting. Quick Tempo, Chente, I don't know how to pronounce this. Yadaracha is the best Puerto Rican podcast. He interviews thousands of Latinos in sports, acting, all kinds of stuff. Oh, okay. I will definitely check this one out. Let me write that down right now. Or notar esto, apuntar esto. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. I have some more for Spain right here. These are more from Spain. Well, some of these are more. Let's see. Yeah, all these are more like teaching ones. So less of just like directed for native or directed at native Spanish speakers. Didn't space them out. Sorry about that. Let me do that again. Ahí está. Moonwalker 84. Do you like going to Latino nightclubs? Sí, claro que sí. Ya tú sabes. ¿Qué me say? Oh, quick tema. ¿Qué me say después de escuchar is a great Argentinian podcast about Hollywood where they like to review movies and stuff. So if you like to see the movie in English and you have an idea what they're saying already. Okay, that's a good one too. I'm gonna write that down. I thought I did the other one. And this one, that's what you said. This one is called. Oh, ¿Qué me sé? Until did you set out to learn only Spanish and then decide to learn French because you enjoy language learning? Good question. Or started out wanting to learn multiple languages? Yeah, so I only set out to learn Spanish. Yeah, and it wasn't really until I never had any aspiration. I didn't at first. I didn't even have any aspiration to learn Spanish, and then I made a decision to learn Spanish, and then yeah, I didn't initially have any desire to learn multiple languages, let alone one. And yeah, apparently just started learning French beginning of last year, just because I like language learning. I love it rather, not just like it. I love it, so it's a lot of fun for me. So yeah, my passion for learning Spanish has definitely transfer to just loving learning languages in general. So loving learning French. Well, French actually, I didn't love learning French at the beginning because it was difficult. But now I'm starting to have more of a love for French. I would say probably more at the liking it, not necessarily at the loving yet. But I'm just at the beginning, and not really doing much besides just watching some simple YouTube videos and just trying to learn the grammar and learn some vocabulary and things like that. So we'll get there one day. Pero definitivamente, I love the process of learning languages. Y en lo futuro, yo tengo un deseo para aprender alemán. I think the next language I will probably learn after French will be alemán. Will be German. So I just have a desire to learn German for whatever reason. I think German sounds really cool. So I would definitely like to get that accent down. But first, French. I need to finish French. Not finish it, but I would like to get to more like a conversational level with French before I move on to another language. So I mean, I don't know how long that would be. I would say definitely at least a year, and I should say 2 years at the very least, actually, so I can actually get it down, get the basics down, get basic topics down, and yeah. Yeah, so mostly honest, I didn't really get my vocabulary up because I can't have like I can't have a conversation in French right now. I can't about anything. So so I've been very slow on that. I can say some certain like very simple sentences, but even not yeah, very simple sentences. But yeah, like I couldn't tell you how my day was today. I couldn't tell you like what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know the future tense. I don't know the past tense. I don't know anything yet. But ahí va, ahí va. Derek will get okay. And you must learn Dominican dialect. Definitivamente. Eso es lo que yo había oído de muchas personas que vengan de ahí. Muchos dominicanos in the Nueva York. I hear it's like a little DR. Since I've been learning Spanish for 6 months, and I'm already thinking about how I want to learn Italian. Well, not till I'm on your level, I can attempt to Italian. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can, yeah. It really depends on what you want, honestly. So I know, I mean, some people they learn multiple languages from scratch at the same time. If I had time, I would do that just for the experience. But I wouldn't do that right now. 'Cause I don't have time like that. I think that'd be kind of cool though. But yeah, if my full time job was learning languages, then that's something then I would attempt to do. Or maybe if I'm like retired, then maybe I would do it. Yeah, if I'm retired, I'll do that. But now, no, two languages is enough. But yeah, I can't wait to become conversational in French. That'd be pretty awesome. That'll be pretty cool. Because then what my plan is with that is to be able to have a conversation with a French speaker who also knows Spanish. So what I really want to do is be speaking two languages that number one that aren't in my or that aren't my native language. So like if I'm speaking to a French speaker, but they're speaking French to me and I'm speaking Spanish to them, or vice versa. They are speaking Spanish to me and I'm speaking French to them. So that's like the level that I would love to get at one day. I think that'd be like absolutely amazing. Because then I'm not using my native language at all. Pay to learn languages full time. Sign me up. Yeah, no, that'd be an amazing job. Yeah, I would take that job in a heartbeat. Oh, y también, no te olvides, definitely, if you need some resources, so resources for learning Spanish. Well, actually, I got French too in the live streams. The description, check out the links in the description box as well for some different resources. They're not free; you have to pay, but they are some resources for ¿cómo te explico? Yeah, Amazon. Some resources on Amazon there. So you can purchase some different resources if you would like. So definitely check out those links. And then I do have a discount for ITALKI if you've ever used that platform. That was pretty good. So it's for not just for Spanish, but if you want to like have a tutor, a professional teacher in any language, you can use iTalki. There's a link in the description for some or a discount on some lessons. That's pretty cool. Y también, if you haven't yet, you can also receive my free Spanish conversation blueprint. That's like the one thing that's free. My free Spanish conversation blueprint. That's where I just share 5 tips for improving your Spanish conversations, and you can also get that in the link below as well. You can subscribe to my email list, and then once you subscribe to that, you will receive that in your email. So just like a little PDF. So it's not like super long or anything like that. It's pretty short. So definitely download that, subscribe to my email list. So that link is also in the description. And if you like to donate as well, si quiere donar dinero, se puede hacer eso también. If you like to donate to support my channel, support my content, and mis misiones, my mission for this channel as well, you can donate and support on my Buy Me a Coffee page. That's also linked down in the description. Y todo está apreciado. Todo es voluntariamente también. So all that is voluntary. Like with the links in the description, as far as like purchasing things, like books and things like the resources that I have on Amazon, you don't have to use those. But yeah, those help in my case because I'll get a little commission if you use those. I don't know how you say, como una ganancia en español. Una ganancia if you use those links in the description box. But yeah, again, you don't have to use those. Those are just, they help out for me when it comes to that. Who's that? I don't know who that is, like, donaciones. Entertainment games. Hey, man. Hola, ¿cómo estás? O ¿cómo está usted? Entertainment games. If you want to learn Spanish, you got to focus on general vocab because I think words vary in every single one. Thus, it's going to be difficult for you. They really do. Sí, donación. Hey, Jedi, ¿cuál es la diferencia entre una donación? No. Okay, bueno, sí, como donación y un recompensa. Like recompensa is one of those words. I think that's like I'm kind of confused with that word. Recompensa. Como no sé, es como es una ganancia extra de algo que compras, un producto que compras, como recibes una recompensa o algo, no sé, no soy seguro, pero siempre estoy escuchando ese tipo de esta palabra. Hostia, tío. Hola, buenas tardes o buenas noches. Juan Luis Herrioto. Centel, me pregunto, ¿cuál es tu favorito café? What is my favorite coffee? I'm not a huge coffee drinker, honestly. But I would say my favorite one would be coffee that is very sugary and has a lot of cream in it because I'm obsessed, como estoy obsesionado de azúcar. So that's why I don't drink coffee because I'm just going to put a lot of creamer and also I guess it's black coffee, I guess. But then, like, I don't like como no me gusta mucho, what is it? Azúcar. Like those little, you can buy like iced coffee, like those are really good, but they have like so much sugar in it, but like they're amazing. Como sabe muy rico. But I'm not a huge cafe fan. Porque no me gusta como el extra, la extra cafina. Hold on, I gotta look up this word. How do you say caffeine in Spanish? Cafe, no tengo ni idea. Caffeine. I can't even spell it in English. Oh, like cafina. Espera.
La cafeína.
Ah, la cafeína. Okay, sí.
La cafeína.
La cafeína. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of coffee. And quick tip, it's like reward. We actually have a fancy word in English. Recompense. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Entertainment, games. ¿Lees mucho en español? Sí, yo intento leer cada día. Actualmente, first, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you como suscríbete a mi canal. Ahora mismo, como se puede ver mi luz en el fondo, pero suscríbete a mi canal. And also, make sure that you, por favor, si quieres, como, no sé cómo decirlo en español, pero como que, como toca el timbre para activar las notificaciones. So also make sure that you turn on your notifications so you can be updated so you can be notified, get notifications for my videos, live streams, things like that. So it'd be awesome. Also, share my videos on your social media with your friends, con desconocidos en la calle, con cada persona en el mundo. Como comparte mis videos. Por favor. Oh, yeah. Pero actualmente estoy leyendo este libro aquí. Fundación. Technically, I'm reading 2 books. Actually, I'm reading 3 books. I'm reading 1 book in French. Already actually finished it last month, and I'm reading Fundación. It's un libro de ciencia ficción, so I'm about halfway through right now. And then I shouldn't have done it, but then I also started reading this book here. Se llama No me puedes lastimar, entonces como un libro de superación en la vida, porque ella tenía una vida muy dura, como cuando era chiquito, tenía una vida muy desgraciada. But yeah, I tried to read this book a little bit, not very far, but I like reading these types of books because I like books about like personal development and like, how to like improve your life and things like that. So, I mean, that wasn't the best idea because I'm not getting really far in this book because I'm trying to read 2 books in Spanish at the same time. So I think this month what I'm going to do is make sure that I finish this book instead of trying to read both at the same time, because I have a lot more books that I would like to read this month, or a lot more books that I want to read this year. So I want to make sure, like, it's already April. I can't believe it. It's already April. It's April 1st. So I want to read a lot more books this year. So I'll show you some of the books that I have. Have I read any of these? I read this one. This one I finished in enero. En enero yo terminé ese libro. 17 minutos, entrevista con el dictador, por Jorge Ramos. Entonces es un libro de política y sobre Venezuela. Pero tengo aún más libros. I have a lot of books that I would like to read this year. So I need to stop being so lazy and be more consistent with reading. So hopefully it'll be a really good accomplishment if I can read like 5 books in 1 year. I think the most books I've read in Spanish in 1 year has only been maybe 3 that are actually like kind of long. So yeah. Entertainment games. Mira que no tienes acento en español. Español, bro. Hermano, deberías trabajar en eso. Mira que no tienes acento en español, bro. Hermano, deberías trabajar en eso. Sí, siempre estoy trabajando con mi pronunciación. De verdad. Quick tip: you speak fancy enough English. Spanish is actually easier because most regular verbs are very close to our old English words. Ah, okay. Okay, buen punto. Jedi says, recompensas equals ganaste algo en un concurso o en una actividad específica. So it is spending money or spending on something in concurso. I don't know exactly what concurso means. O en una actividad específica or in a specific activity. Sintel, you need to try an iced latte with honey. It'll change your life. Okay. Y voy a tomar en cuenta eso. Have I had an iced latte before? I don't know if I've had a latte before. I don't know if I had an iced latte before. Usas Cambly para español. Combo? I've never heard. Maybe I've heard of it. I've never used it before though. Cambly. In Jeddah, Mexico, you can gift the house how donation donaron la casa. Ajá. Donaron más barato que hacer un testamento. ¿Verdad? RSCF, that's why I fall in love with English. I love all the writing and fancy vocabulary that already has. Yo también. Por esa razón, yo soy adicto a español. Good tip, you get a lot of interaction in your lives. That's dope. I started doing lives like a month ago, but I get bored on there sometimes if not many people are saying anything. Okay. Sí, como en este caso tienes que, como no sé, como animar animar su no, that's the wrong one I'm looking for. No, es como no animar. Animar. Oh, como animar su audiencia. But if you just started to, then maybe that could be a reason why, because you haven't like done it that many times. Like when I first started, I mean, I definitely didn't have as much interaction that I have now. Because like you see here, I've done more than 34 live streams. This is my 34th for the Spanish Nerd live stream. But yeah, definitely at the beginning I wasn't getting that much, and it was kind of boring as well. But I mean, I guess you could como podría, like, instead of until you like get more like interaction, get more people in the audience, what you could do is just like the first kind of few ones I didn't have that much interaction, so I would just speak. So instead, like right now, I should be talking more about like what did you learn in Spanish in March, or like you can talk about I don't know how you're learning Spanish, or you can talk about like your study schedule or movies that you're watching, and then it's just you speaking. And I know that kind of defeats the purpose of a live stream, but that's kind of what you may just have to do like at the beginning until you start to get more interaction, and ask questions too if you haven't done that already. Like before, like when I first started, I wasn't asking any questions. That really, I'm not asking any questions. That's probably why I'm not getting any interaction at all, because I was just talking and talking. But yeah, no, I definitely had live streams where it was just like one person, or even zero. So. But no, I love like live streaming is really fun. It's really, really fun. En TV Games, I'm a Spanish native speaker. Qué excelente. Qué padre. But I can tell you that your vocab is good. Muchas gracias por eso. Sí, yo trabajo muchísimo. Yo estudio mucho. Entertainment Games, ¿por qué te gusta el español? Wow, qué buena pregunta. Las razones por las cuales me encanta, me gusta el español. Me gusta el español por el sonido de las palabras, las frases. Like I absolutely love the way that Spanish sounds. That's one big reason why I like Spanish. That's one big reason why I love Spanish. Like I love the way that it sounds. Just como me siento como otra persona mientras hablo español. Like literalmente como es como si fuera en otro mundo. No sé cómo te explico, es algo increíble, en verdad. Es increíble para hablar español. It's just, like, for me, it's just like every Spanish word that I learn, like, I love pronouncing it. Um, like como una palabra que yo recientemente aprendí fue, déjame ver, pozole, pozole. Me encanta esta palabra que no se suena muy suave, even though it's just como un caldo, solo eso. But I love the way that Spanish sounds. It sounds absolutely amazing. That's one reason why I like Spanish. Is it pozole? I always, yeah. When I first heard the word, I kept saying it incorrectly all the time. I used to say pesole. I used to say como anteriormente yo dije pesole, pesole instead of pozole. So like that for me, I have to like say it very slow. You tengo que decirle esta palabra muy lentamente o me voy a equivocar con la pronunciación. Entonces pozole, pozole, no es pesole, es pozole. Like I love that word. So I love the word. I love the way that that Spanish sounds, and I love being able to speak it as well because it's como no sé, es como siente muy suave, siente muy suave. Y como yo tengo otra personalidad mientras hablo español también. Otra razón por la que me gusta el español, es me encanta conversarme con la gente, obviamente, como ahora mismo estoy haciendo con ustedes. I love being able to have conversations in Spanish. Yo digo que tener una conversación en español con alguien por la primera vez, y estoy conociendo a alguien, estamos hablando de español. Literalmente es como, no sé cómo decirlo en español, but like in English, it's like the highlight of my day. Es la parte de mi día más agradable, tener una conversación en español. No sé la razón, pero como me llena con energía, no sé, me llena con amor, me encanta tener conversaciones en español, es una maravilla. Me encanta aprender también y eso es otra razón por la que me encanta me gusta español. Como ya sabes, like you know, like there's so much to learn about the Spanish language. Entonces, como siempre estoy, siempre estoy ocupado, como siempre hay algo para tocar, algo para aprender de un país a otro. Entonces, it's like never ending. It's like como never ending fun, como la división ilimitada. That's another reason. Like, I love to learn. Me encanta aprender nuevas cosas, conocer más gente. So like those are some of the reasons why I like it as well. I mean, yo tengo otras razones también, pero creo que esos son uno de las mejores ejemplos. Conoce más gente, yo tengo más amigos que son hispanohablantes. I have more friends, that are Spanish speakers, so it's pretty fun. Jedi. Oh wait. Oh, quick tempo. Yeah, I've done like six, bro. Last one I had, I love my interaction with the first one I did on a whim. This was like 2 people. Yeah, usually like I can't do mine on a whim too. Like for mine, I just I don't do any like promotion of it. I usually just put it like I do like the little scheduling thing. That's about it. Like a few hours in advance. Like I did the little scheduling thing today. I scheduled it at like 3 p.m. today. I don't normally like today. I put on my Instagram, but nobody on my Instagram really goes to my clicks on my links. But yeah, I don't really do any promotion for my live streams. I probably should do more, but it's just I kind of just do live streams when I have time. So that's probably why as well. So I'm not like really advertising it or anything like that because I kind of just do it when I have time. Déjame ver. ¿Ustedes cómo ve a México? ¿Como parte de Norteamericano o de Centroamérica? Bueno, claro, de esa parte de Norteamérica, de Norteamérica, claro que sí. Geográficamente, geografía. Pozole con tostados. I haven't had that. Tostadas. Con avocado. No soy fan de avocado. O guacamole. I don't know why. I never really liked guacamole like that. Como para mí, como guacamole no tiene un sabor muy fuerte para mí. Sí, yo sé que es algo muy polémico, pero no soy fan de guacamole de ninguna manera para utilizar con mis tostadas, para poner en mis tacos como una, ¿cómo sería? ¿Cómo diría? Como un ingrediente extra o aparte. Yo no prefiero utilizar o comer guacamole con casi nada, en verdad. O tampoco, definitivamente, no me gusta de ninguna manera cuando los cocineros se echan el guacamole encima de mi ensalada. No, no me gusta eso. Sin guacamole. Siempre yo digo eso en las taquerías. Yo pido para mi comida, para mi comida sin cebolla. Normalmente sin cebolla, porque yo no deseo tener el aliento, aliento. Pero aparte de eso, sí, me encanta la cebolla con los tacos, porque sabe muy rico. Pero normalmente yo pido para mi comida sin guacamole, porque no es para mí. Eddie, SCF, I'm learning English because I want to marry a gringa. Hazlo entonces. El mundo es suyo. El mundo es suyo. Se puede. Sí se puede. Hazlo. Y eso es la realidad. Por lo que me di cuenta, también eso es lo que me di cuenta detrás o después de aprender español, that there actually are a lot of people de otros países que se casan. Entonces, sí, siempre se pasa. It happens a lot. Hazlo. Échate ganas. Échate ganas. Diego Adolfo Lopez Barranco. Wow. That's a great name. Do you think Spanish is harder to learn than English? If so, why? Wow. Good question. I mean, it's kind of hard, right? Porque yo soy hablante nativo de inglés y yo aprendí español, pero yo diría inglés. Por todas las historias que yo escuché de mis amigos que habían aprendido inglés. I mean, I would say English just because like English is not a phonetic language. I would say that for the most part, and the grammar is kind of confusing too with English. I think learning Spanish it makes more sense coming from English because it's a little bit less complicated. With English, of course, it's not phonetic. We have we have a lot of like words that don't really make any sense. Like, why do we pronounce words like that? We have the rough, tough stuff. Like, why does rough have gh, but we don't pronounce it like that? Or we have tough stuff. Just like it doesn't make any sense in English a lot of times. Buff, tough stuff, tough, cuff. Like these things don't make any sense. So I definitely understand the struggle of is it ESL English ELS ESL I just forget the acronym, but English learners because I understand how difficult English can be. Like Spanish is difficult because there's como hay muchos verbos, conjugaciones, pero por lo menos es fonético. I think that's like one of the best things about like learning English is that, or Spanish, is that it's phonetic. You're coming from English. It's the same letters of the alphabet for the most part. Yeah, the same same letters, just pronounced a little bit differently. But like the structure of English or Spanish can be a little bit difficult, but it's different. It's diferente porque no tenemos en inglés, no tenemos que los géneros, like we don't have like genders like that. Yeah, we don't even have like genders like that in the English language. So that's kind of like one of the biggest challenges. I guess I don't know if that's like easier for Spanish learners or if that's harder for Spanish learners, honestly. Or for English learners who are native Spanish speakers. I don't know if that's easier for them. But I have met many Spanish speakers who either like live in the U.S. and they're learning English, or I've met Spanish speakers in the U.S. who don't speak English and they haven't learned at all yet. So I met a variety of different people. So it's really interesting to hear their experience. So yeah, thanks for that question. But yeah, that's kind of what I would say. It seems kind of difficult. Yeah, but English, a lot of things in English don't make a lot of sense. Pero también como en español, entonces como I want to lucha. Like today, I remember saying like to wrap my head around. We say that in English. It's a expresión idiomática. Well, that's a frase. To wrap your head around. Pero no significa nada de cómo se ve to wrap your head around. Like como it is hard to wrap my head around Spanish grammar. Y eso básicamente está diciendo que no entiendo la gramática de español. But like if you like would try to translate that like into Spanish, it would be like no puedo envuelto. Ajá. No puedo envolver mi cabeza alrededor de la gramática. So like things like that. I don't even know what the history behind that phrase is, but yeah. Anyway. Jedi en inglés, ¿cómo le dicen al continente americano, the Americans y los americanos? Oh, the Americas. Americano. Ah, okay. Oh, todos los continentes. Yeah, I mean, quick that we just said it. Yeah, North America, South America, Central America. Oh, continent-wise, I guess it is, yeah, North and South. And for those who have joined, let me know in the chat box here how long you have been learning Spanish for. Y de dónde es usted? De dónde es usted? Where are you from? What country are you from? Oh, that's another funny similarity I just thought about right now. Rap versus rap. Rap versus rap. And that's why English is kind of hard. Pero a la vez se pasa en el español, por ejemplo. Siempre me había costado elegir entre pesa y peso. I don't know why. It's been over like a year and a half. No, it's been 2 years. And I still mix those two up all the time. I know what they mean. I still get those confused. So every time I want to say como pásame una pesa, like if I'm in the gym, I'm like, wait, pásame una pesa? No, pásame uno peso. No, pásame una pesa. So I get those two mixed up a lot. I don't know why. I think it's because it's like easier for me to say one of them versus the other. But I always say pesa when I want to say peso, and I say peso every time I want to say pesa. It's like really annoying. But anyway, that's one of those things. Y regresamos al tema de hoy. Regresamos. How has everyone been learning Spanish? Or no, how did you learn Spanish in March? Let me know. And did you reach any of your goals in March? For me, I made progress. I want to say I reached my goal, but I mean my goals are mostly like at the year level for the most part. But I've improved. I would say that I improved. I'm pretty happy with my progress, but at the same time, I haven't really analyzed my progress that much. Um, because sometimes it's kind of hard to see, progress from month to month. Sometimes you may need a whole year. But I would say, yeah, a little bit hard for me to see my progress from last month in comparison to this month when it comes to like my listening comprehension and my speaking skills as well. It's kind of hard for me to kind of see the change there for me. I mean, especially if I'm not recording myself or anything like that. If you're not recording yourself, it'd be kind of a little difficult unless you just have people saying, "Oh, like como ha mejorado en tu forma de hablar o lo que sea." Y también, si no habías suscribido, también haz esto, por favor. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure that you suscríbete a mi canal. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I need to clean this off. It's un poco sucio. Yeah, a little bit. Como hay muchos huellas, fingerprints on it, huellas. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications. Activar sus notificaciones para ser notificado o no notificada, no, para ser notificado de mis nuevos videos. To be notified for future videos. So I will be having 3 videos coming out next I want to say next month, next week. So that was good. I was able to record 3 videos this morning, so I'm excited for those. And I'm always planning ahead. Always planning ahead. So I already have 3 video ideas for the following week. So not this week or not next week, but the week after next. So I already know what I'm going to be talking about. It's going to have to do more with like organization and things like that, schedules and all that good stuff. So excited for that. I like making videos a lot, so it's always fun. I like to give tips and share my learning progress process, and I hope that everyone is learning right along with me and learning from my mistakes and not doing my mistakes. That's the biggest piece. Don't make my mistakes. Don't make my mistakes. Quick temp suscrito. That's a tricky one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I always say that like it is. I'm happy like from doing YouTube. I didn't know how to say suscribir until I started doing YouTube. So yeah, suscrito and suscribir. It's a very difficult word to say because it's like suscri. You just say sus and then you say cri, suscribir, and then like the double R sound too. So it's very difficult. It's not like a for me. It's like not really. I mean, I haven't heard this type of pronunciation, this kind of pronunciation with other words before, really. Suscribir, but I can say a lot better now. But I will say I don't really know how to conjugate it. Oh, and it's a reflexive verb too. So that's the other difficult part as well. So yeah, that's the other part of it as well. It's also a reflexive verb. So suscribirse. So it's actually a little bit longer. Suscribirse, and then it's like como me suscribo, tú suscribes, se suscribe, se suscribiría. Like, yeah, I haven't really done all the verb conjugations for this one, so I'll have to practice this one a lot. But then but the ones I do know how to say the infinitive version, suscribir. Then I can say suscríbete, so más como un mandato. But for the other verb conjugations, I don't really know how to say it that well. Jedi, ¿qué vas a hacer mañana domingo? Pues yo voy a editar muchos videos. I'm basically gonna be just editing videos basically all day tomorrow, probably. I'm probably going to edit some videos, read a little bit, relax. Es domingo. El domingo es para relajarse. Para relajarse. So I'm going to relajarme con la editación. Con editing videos. Yeah, no tanto. ¿Y tú? ¿Y usted? ¿Has cruzado al estado de Monterrey? Y no, no he cruzado al estado de Monterrey. But viviendo en Texas, living in Texas, I meet so many Mexicans from Monterrey. I meet so many. Like, basically, I feel like como, me siento como que la mayoría como que, pues bueno, 80% de la gente que yo conozca de aquí, que venga de México, son de Monterrey. There's a lot of Mexicans in Texas from Monterrey. Centel, voy para Texas. Yo vivo en la mejor ciudad. En el sur de Texas. Sureste. Sur, no. Suroeste, algo. Sureste. No. Sureste. Yo vivo en San Antonio. San Antonio. La ciudad de cumbia. No, actually, I don't even know what the city is called. La bonita ciudad de San Antonio. Claro que sí, casi la frontera. Sí, por eso, sí, creo que por eso. ¿Verdad? Christopher, oh, you live in San Antonio, I didn't know that. I lived there for years. You lived here too? Wow. Me encanta San Antonio. San Antonio es bien chévere. Me encanta vivir acá. Buena gente, buena comida, muchos hispanohablantes. Hay hispanohablantes de todos lados. Yo he conocido personas aquí en San Antonio. I've met people here. I've met Spanish speakers in San Antonio from Honduras, Honduras, Cuba, Cuba, Dominican Republic, la República Dominicana, de México, obviamente. De México. Yo conocí a una muchacha de Bolivia, from Bolivia, de América Cubano. Unos puertorriqueños también, una reina. And I also met una mujer de Nicaragua, from Nicaragua. That was the first time I ever met anybody from there. Yeah. First time I ever met someone from Bolivia y también from Nicaragua last year. Where else? Where else have I met? Who else have I met? México, colombiana. Okay, yeah. También yo había conocido a una colombiana una vez. Una vez. I met a few Colombians here. ¿Qué más? I have met. Well, my friend. He's half Puerto Rican and half El Salvadoran. Salvadoreño. Yeah, es como, me encanta San Antonio porque es una mezcla de gente. Es una mezcla de gente en San Antonio y nunca sabía. I never knew how diverse San Antonio was, but it's very diverse. Tamaulipas. Es una ciudad o es un estado. Centel Alvarado. I'm from Houston, live in Dallas for a while. Okay, excelente. I've never been to Houston before, though. I've heard good things about Houston. I know they have a very amazing dance scene from what I've heard. Buenos bailarines ahí. Se bailan bien en Houston. in Dallas, I've heard some good things about the dancers and como que bailadores de bachata, salsa, merengue, cumbia, todo eso. Yeah, I do need to go. I've heard good things. Dallas is pretty cool. I like San Antonio a lot more than Dallas, though. But I mean, they're fairly different as well. They're fairly different. En Jedi, para tocar el tema, es que, los americanos, como a veces, solo piensan en sí mismo. Entonces, si decimos americanos, solamente estamos pensando en los Estados Unidos. Por esa razón, muchísimas veces nos referimos a América, como que los Estados Unidos es América. Así es como la gente le dice. América. Los Estados Unidos es los Estados Unidos es América. Somos americanos, pero no estamos incluyendo México o Canadá o otros países en el sur de América, porque eso es lo que hacemos no sé, historia, lo que sea. Pero eso es lo que hacemos acá. Yo creo que somos muy encerrados a veces, como en cuanto de ese tipo de cosas. Entonces, también por la falta de conocimiento, porque yo pensé la misma cosa. Antes de que aprendiera de español, yo pensé igual así. Nunca dije que Canadá es parte de Norteamérica, México es parte de Norteamérica y el sur de América es parte de América también. Somos americanos. Nunca pensé así porque nunca estaba pensando en países fuera de los Estados Unidos. Entonces es así. Solo estoy tocando el tema porque me encanta el tema por esa razón, porque yo pienso igual así, siempre yo pienso igual, hasta que yo aprende más sobre el mundo, básicamente. Yo tuve que aprender algo tan simple, pero nunca sabía, nunca me di cuenta. So Houston is the best city in Texas. Wow. No sé, eso es un tema muy polémico. I'll have to ask around because I don't know. But I do have to go to Houston sometime. Y bailar, y bailar. Sí, no tengo ni idea. But San Antonio is amazing. Buena historia. I mean, bueno, por todos lados en Texas hay buena historia. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of history in Texas. So, Texas is pretty cool. Jedi es tema, es un tema complicado. Está hablando es un maestro. Ese tema de geografía lo estaba hablando un maestro de mi universidad sobre ese concepto así. Porque, como ya mencioné, para nosotros no estamos pensando en la geografía. How do you say this? I don't pronounce this word. Is it geografía or geografía? Let me look it up. Spanish dick.
Geografía.
It is with the
Geografía.
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 What?
Geografía.
Ok. Geografía. Ok. Porque no pensamos tanto en la geografía, más la cultura. Somos americanos. Claro que sí. Bueno, a mí, yo digo que Texas bueno, no, never mind. I was going to say Texas is técnicamente como todavía México. It might as well be. Plus, Texas wants to be their own country anyway, so they should just make it a part of make it a part of Mexico again. Imagínate eso. Qué cambio. Texas uniendo a la República de México. Ok, también tenemos 10 minutos más. Ok. Nos quedan 10 minutos más. So, yeah, I need to leave in about 10 minutes here, in 10 minutos. So, yeah, vamos a hablar hasta 2 hours and 10 minutes here. So, I mean, I would love to be in a live stream all day long, pero no puedo. Por lo menos en ese momento. Ojalá un día, I would like to do YouTube and things like full time. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, not yet. But one day, hopefully I can get there. Do this kind of thing, como grabando videos, editando videos, por mi trabajo completo. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, mi trabajo principal. That'd be kind of cool. But not now. At least not yet. Hopefully in the future. That'd be kind of cool. Pero se necesita más dinero, más cuarto para eso. En la República Dominicana, eso es lo que se dice. Se dice el cuarto para significar el peso dominicano, para referirse a dinero, a la moneda, así. That was super confusing, man. Oh, that was the Dominican Republic. Sorry, everything's different. Más pasta. But yeah, más cuarto. I was like, how do you pronounce this word? Cuarto. Más cuarto. Jedi, ¿te ves las luchas de WWE o WWE? No recientemente. I mean, I have watched. I mean, como yo crecí con lucha libre de WWE, but like nowadays I don't watch it that much. But I think, is it WrestleMania going on right now? I think it's WrestleMania, right? WrestleMania. Oh, it's today? Oh, wow. Yeah, it is. I thought I saw that on Twitter. So, yeah. It's WrestleMania 39 right now for all those wrestle geeks and wrestle fans out there like myself. Yeah, I love wrestling. Pero me encantaría ver más lucha libre de México específicamente. Sí, es diferente, pero como yo no veo mucho, entonces no podría como examinar todas las diferencias entre WWE hoy en comparación con hace 10 o 20 años, yo no sé, en verdad. But it's definitely different. Of course, you know, me growing up watching it, I don't care for it now that much. So, unless like some old guys come back, but apart from that, not really. But I would like to, como yo fui una vez a Lucha Libre en México, en Guadalajara cuando yo fui ahí para mi viaje, and I loved it. I think I like Lucha Libre más. Oh, Misterio. Oh, Triple H. Triple H. Like I like so yeah, when I was in Mexico, I went to my first ever Lucha Libre fight. Actually, my first ever wrestling fight or like wrestling match ever. But I like that a lot. Lucha Libre was really cool, and I like the way that they wrestle in Lucha Libre because I think like there's a lot more grappling and like it's like more like wrestling, I think almost. versus like sometimes in like WWE style wrestling, it's like less wrestling. Like it used to be a lot more. Like I feel like now it's just different. But yeah, you should, if you have never watched Lucha Libre from Mexico before, definitely watch that. Like it's absolutely amazing. It's really fun. And yeah, the audience is like super crazy. Like cuando yo estuve en México, some of everything. Hola, ¿cómo está usted? Tanto tiempo. It's been a while. Thank you for joining. And you actually joined just when we have 5 minutes left. So I'll be ending the live stream here in 5 minutes. But thank you very much for coming. Pero sí, no, me encanta cuando se utilizan las sillas. Me encantan las sillas. Y, how do you say ladder in Spanish? How do you say, I know how to say stairs. I don't know how to say ladder in Spanish. So if anybody knows, please help me. Put that in the chat. I have no idea. Pero me encantan las sillas. Me encantan las sillas y oh man, that's French. I was going to say les tables. Or les tables, no, es la mesa. Las mesas, las sillas, me encanta ese tipo de como un match, como ese tipo de lucha con estos con esas cosas. But yeah, if you ever watched Lucha Libre, just type in like Lucha Libre Mexico in YouTube, and then yeah, I'm sure you enjoy it. Oh, it's escalera. I thought escalera también es como stairs, right? Isn't escalera stairs too? Es la misma palabra. Pero como no hay un nombre específico for ladder, y gracias. Es la misma. Ok. Mediano. ¿Cómo estás usted? ¿Cómo está usted? Thank you for joining. Muchas gracias por uniendo a mi live stream. Déjame ver. Let me ver. Entertainment Games asks, which level in English? My level in Spanish. Mi nivel en español es algo muy polémico. I don't really know how to describe my level in Spanish, honestly. I just, como yo digo que yo hablo con fluidez, I say that I speak Spanish fluently, and I guess that's really about it. Y también, yo soy capaz de hablar, yo soy capaz de irme a un país, visitar un país de habla hispana sin utilizar inglés. Yo diría que eso es mi nivel de español, que explica más, con más detalles. No es necesario volver a utilizar inglés en un país de habla hispana. Es bastante, no diría fácil, ya tú sabes que la comunicación se complica, es difícil, pero yo no tengo que volver a utilizar inglés. Yo podría quedarme completamente en español en un país de habla hispana sin problema. Yo no estoy diciendo que yo tengo cada palabra que yo necesito, pero por lo menos yo podría explicar lo que yo necesito. Yo tengo una pregunta, ok, yo soy capaz de hacerles preguntas por todo lo que necesito. Y sí, comunicándome bien. Mediano says, estoy bien y veo tus videos todos los días, amigo. Qué excelente. Me encanta oír esto. Esto me pone súper feliz. Muchas gracias por eso. Mediano says, I'm good. Y también me alegra muchísimo que esté bien. I'm good. I watch your videos every day. Wow, qué excelente. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Some of everything that sounds like ECW. I'll check it out. Definitely do it. I have to catch a replay. Yeah, watch the replay as well. If you have joined a little late in this live stream here. ¿Están listos para vivir en México? Oh, yeah. I mean, you see, me encantaría un día vivir en un país de habla hispana. Like, I would love to live in a Spanish-speaking country. Absolutely. I mean, I used to want to live in the Dominican Republic. Hey, yeah, me llamo. Me encantó el video cuando fuiste a República Dominicana y contando mi historia de distresta cuando me equivoqué. Mi Mariana says, I love the video where you went to the Dominican Republic. Oh, mi video más reciente, yo creo. Como que fue completamente en español. En Jedi, no he visitado Chile. I've only been to the Dominican Republic and México. La República Dominicana y México son los únicos dos países de habla hispana que yo había visitado. Pero un día me toca vivir en uno de esos países. Vamos a ver. Necesito más cuarto. y un plan formado, bien planeado para mudarme a un otro país. Eso me parece súper difícil. Pero llegamos al fin de esta live stream. We have reached the end of this live stream, desafortunadamente. Not fun ending live streams, but I try to have these live streams at least once a week. So usually on a Saturday, on Sunday. I stopped doing them on Fridays because, just a little bit busy on Fridays. So usually on like a Saturday night or a Sunday night, yo trato de have my live streams. And of course, every single week, I'm coming out with new videos. This next week here, this next week I'll be coming out. I'll be coming out with 3 new videos. Be publishing those. So I hope y'all will like those. And of course, the next week, and the next week, every single week, I'll have more videos coming out. So I'm very happy with those. I hope that all you will enjoy those. And I love making videos. For y'all. I love reading the comments. I love interacting with live streams. I love interacting in the comment section, seeing how everyone is learning Spanish. For me, it's very inspirational. I like to hear different stories, everybody's stories. And this is, very fun. So thank you all for joining. Thank you for your support. And no te olvides, no se olvide, definitely check out the links in the description box of this video for some resources, pero no son gratis, but they are not free. But definitely check those out. The links in the description box of this video. And also, I do one free thing. I have my Spanish conversation blueprint, which is a free PDF that you can download. All you have to do is subscribe to my email list if you have not done so already, and you can receive that. So that is free. Nice little 5 tips for you that will help you improve your Spanish conversations. And also, si quiere donar dinero, if you'd like to support my channel monetariamente, I think that's how you say it, monetarily, you can also donate on my Buy Me a Coffee page. I mean, you can donate on these live streams too. You can donate on each individual video too. That's something kind of new, I guess. But there's like a little money button where you can donate. Like you can give a little donation on each individual video, and then you can donate in the live streams, and then you can, of course, donate on my Buy Me a Coffee page as well. Entonces, muchas gracias a todos ustedes por unido a mi video en live stream. Thank you all for joining my live stream. Thank you for all the motivation, because I definitely need it. I need the motivation to continue making videos. So don't forget to comment on my videos as well. Comment all the time. Tell me if you like them. Tell me if you hate them. Whatever your comment is, let me know what it is. So I know how you like the video and what type of videos to make. So I definitely want to make videos that people like, and hopefully I'm getting better. This is my first time ever making videos, editing videos. So I'm new to this whole world completely. This is my first ever YouTube channel, so I'm trying to get better for all y'all, because my first videos me ponen triste. Pero otra vez, mil gracias a todos ustedes por uniendo, and we'll I'll see you in the next live stream, and see you in the comment section. Adiós y que tengan una buena noche, día, días, semana, mes. Hasta luego.